My experiences in the paranormal, I would say, I am very aware of the paranormal and things of that nature. My parents' house is over 100 years old and is next to the Catholic Church, where my mom, brother, and I were baptized. Now, this is where it gets interesting. In the 1950s, during the middle of a sermon, the priest who was living in the house attached to the church was having a heart attack or something of that nature. The people living in the house at the time brought him to their bedroom, what is now our living room, where he later died. Years later, when I was about 8 or 9, I had just woken up from a nap on our recliner in our living room and was still groggy. I remember Mom had a plant in the middle of the doorway for some reason. As I turned my head to see where I was going, while trying not to bump into the plant, for 2 seconds, I saw a man without a face, but was wearing a hat. I don't know if it was a trucker or baseball cap, but it was a hat, maybe 3 feet in front of me. The only reason I know it was real is because a year later or so, I was watching TV in Mom's room and was about to get up to go to the bathroom when I looked at the door. I saw the same guy standing there for a couple of seconds, and then he was gone. I've heard things too, but nothing was as creepy as those experiences, besides hearing my mom's voice twice. Once when she was at work, I heard her call my name from the dryer room downstairs and asked Dad if Mom was home, and he said no. The other time, my mom, Dad, and I were all home, and I heard her call my name from the top floor, but it didn't feel right. I didn't respond for a couple of minutes because it felt off, and I know never to respond if it doesn't feel right. I asked Mom if she called my name a few minutes ago, and she said no. Those aren't even the weirdest things that happen. I have a long-distance girlfriend. She and I talked on the phone every single day for just a little over a year before we physically met. She'd always tell me about how she'd always see the previous owner walking around the house, who died naturally on the patio, but she never once described what he looked like. The day happens when we finally meet wonderfully, and everything goes normal until I wake up at about 3-ish in the morning to take a piss. She's still asleep, and I get up and walk past the closet next to the bathroom. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw what looked like a guy with glasses wearing a blue flannel, but I didn't see any legs. It took me a second to register what I just saw, and I looked where I saw him, and he was gone. I took my piss, not really worried about it, went back to the room, and asked my girlfriend, "So, you know the guy? Does he wear glasses and a blue flannel?" She said, "Yeah, why?" I said, "Well, I just fucking saw him." That still gives me chills to this day, almost 3 years later. Last summer, I even asked her if she ever saw him near me. She said she saw him standing behind me as we were cooking, and that gave me even more chills. This was the first time since high school that I had seen anything, and it's also the last time currently that I've seen anything. I don't know what it is because I'm not religious anymore, more agnostic, and this shit creeps me out and fascinates me at the same time.